When I first became Muslim, wow! What is it really like being Muslim? Really like after 23 years of not being Muslim and then becoming one, and your parents aren't one. I've been asked this a lot, like, what is it really like? And I've got to be honest, there is only one way that I can explain it, and it sounds mad, but it's just I can't think of a better way. Have you ever seen that show? Truman Show. It's like being on that. I am Truman! It's like realising that the world is the Truman Show. And you're Truman. I am Truman. Honestly, that's the best analogy I can give you. It's just like a, whoop. Oh, okay. Right. That's what's happening. Makes sense. Why did no one tell me? Like, quite important info. Whereas Christian still just realised I'm on the Truman Show. Truman! That you? Yes, it's me. We're all Truman. That's what it feels like. No other way to explain it. Truman. Truman Show. And honestly, when your eyes are opened, it's just poof, poof, poof. And just the world is never the same again for you. In a good way. In a good way. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I am grateful to be Muslim, and I am, you know, I hope I get to stay Muslim. I'm fasting, which is probably why I sound like a slug. And feel like a slug, actually. First Ramadan as a revert. Any tips? First of all, congrats! Love that for you. Number one is take it easy and try your best. And that goes for inside Ramadan and outside Ramadan. You've just come to something new. You're not going to know everything straight away. Nobody knows everything. It's really important just to try our best, keep learning, and don't put too much pressure on yourself and feel bad. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It was 23 years that the Prophet, peace be upon him, had revelations. To think that we can just come along and just do it straight away is just so unfair on ourselves and so unrealistic. That's number one. When it comes to the fasting, just try your best and make sure that you are getting hydrated and you are having seri. Some people skip that and it's really not a good idea. I remember I would sometimes sleep through it and I'd be like, no, why have I done that? You always regret it. Don't do it. Number two is definitely the fasting is something that's important if you can. But it's also really important to learn, which is, I'm sure, what you're doing anyway, right? So it's the month of the Qur'an, so read the Qur'an. I'm also working on an audiobook, audio recording of the meaning of the translation of the Qur'an in English. I'll be releasing that soon. If you don't have a Qur'an, then let me know and I will send you one for free. Number three is try and find your people, whether that's online, some reverts that you can speak to, whether you can find an Iftara community one. See if there's something going on at your local mosque. It's really good to have that sense of community during this time, which I know a lot of reverts miss or don't have. You might need to go out there and find it. It might be quite difficult to put yourself out there, but put yourself out there. Everyone is so friendly and would love to help you. So don't be afraid of that. And they're my tips. I really hope that helps. I don't want to overwhelm you with information. Have a wonderful Ramadan and make sure you let us know how it goes, won't you? I'm sure it'll be amazing. It's such a beautiful time of year. The best time of year. How can we support Muslims in a predominantly non-Muslim workplace? I love you for this question. I wish you worked where I worked when I first became Muslim. Wow. Thank you for this question. I'm sure other people can comment in the comments because everybody's going to have different opinions and everybody's got different needs at work, but I can give you my 2 pence. First of all, I would say ask the individual person what they need because everybody's different. A woman's needs are different to a man's needs. So just ask them what they would need. And obviously everyone's home situation's different. Some have children and are married, some aren't, some, you know, have got different shifts at work. So it's really important to ask the individual, first of all, what they need. And now here's some general things. Number one would be, please make sure that your Muslim colleagues have got somewhere to pray that's clean. If you want me to send you a prayer mat, I will do that for free. Let me know. And also that they've got time to pray. Ask them, they can share what their prayer times are. Number two, and again, this is going to depend on who's working with you and what they need and what kind of work you're doing. But if it's possible to have some flexi time, that'd be great. Perhaps they would like to start later, or maybe not. That's why we need to ask the individual on what will suit them. Number 3 is, please let them have the time off for Eid. But what's really irritating is we can't tell you what day Eid will be, because we don't know until usually the night before, because it goes by the sighting of the moon. And different people can celebrate Eid on different days depending on which country they follow. So it's quite awkward. They're not trying to be awkward by not telling you the specific date. We just don't know the date. But if you can be flexible around that, that would be great. I really hope that helps. Like I said, if you'd like me to send you a free prayer mat, I can. If you've got any questions, please just ask below. But it means so much that employers and colleagues are wanting to include their Muslim colleagues during this time and think about them. So thank you so much for being so inclusive. If you're interested in reading the Quran in English, then let me know and I will send you a copy for free if you are based in the UK. Just comment below and I'll get that out to you. I also want to tell you about an audiobook that I've made on the Quran, which is the English translation of the meaning of the Quran. And it starts with a series called Powerful Surahs of the Quran, which is 10 surahs from the Quran that are known for their power, their virtue, their guidance and protection. All surahs, which are chapters of the Quran, are powerful, but these ones specifically are really well known for that. It's completely free. I don't need you to download anything. I don't need your details for you to access it. You can access it and stream it directly on your phone on this website. And you can also find out about which translation it is and why I did the project. You can also find the audiobook podcast on all major podcast streaming sites. It's on Apple Podcasts, on rss.com, it's on Spotify, it's on Amazon Music, or you can just stream it directly onto your phone. This is for anybody, whether you are born Muslim, whether you're a convert or thinking about it, or whether you're just curious about Islam. I decided to do this to make the Quran accessible to people. I met 2 amazing blind people who were Christian, and I wondered, how would they come across the Quran? You know, not everybody can see, not everybody's got great sight, not everybody can read. You know, there's people with dyslexia, learning disabilities, people who can't focus, people who don't like to read. And if you can read, then I'd highly recommend that you read as well. But this is great to listen to too, so that you can understand what the meaning is in your mother tongue if it's English. I hope to bring 5 more episodes out, or surahs, during Ramadan, inshallah. And I hope to complete the whole Quran, but that'll just take time, inshallah. And it'll also be coming to YouTube, so watch this space. Ramadan Kareem, everybody, and don't forget to drop a comment below if you would like an English translation of the Quran to read.